a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Digicel BVI, Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, Simply Secure, Gumptions Land and Sea Tours, Nagico Insurances, and Envy Styles, Nail Salon, Spa, and Barbershop.
Let me tell you a secret. When you came to this world, you were already in love, made from love, and born to love. So when you break code, you tell the God within and this great universe that you have forgotten who you are, a star who came to this world already in love, made from love, and born to love. And every time you choose love, you choose yourself. So choose love every time.
Stop. Think.
Think.
Before you act.
Before you act.
Think before you act.
Kathy Richards here. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition of The Big Story. I'm here all the way in Palm Springs, California. Yes, in the desert. and because it's so important to have first-hand experience and field of what we see and hear promoted virtually on social media, on the various websites. We hear of the Mrs. Globe, we hear of the Mrs. Classique, we hear of the Miss Curvey. Yes, and we think, oh, just another pageant. And then we hear of, oh, they're affiliated to the WIN BVI and the Reclaiming Me program and all of this as a part of a global family. And so to get a better understanding for you and for others, because we're in a world where we need to embrace each other, we need to work closely with each other for us to be the better of us. And so I want to thank you, Dr. Tracy Campbell. 25 years behind the Mrs. 25 years. Yes. Amazing. Yes. And you have a champion by your side in this
How
cause.
many years?
Oh my gosh.
Well, 96 is when we first met.
Yes.
No, 99.
97 in St. Thomas.
That's right.
Oh. Then I take it that you guys are sisters now.
Yes,
No longer just friends. But for those who do not understand, and permit me, Alicia, to start off with Dr. Tracy. Tell us about this entire program that you do.
The nonprofit that the Mrs. Globe is committed to is called the WIN Foundation. WIN stands for Women in Need, though that may sound negative. The reason that we call it the WIN Foundation is it's turning a negative into a positive. And our primary mission and goal, we began 25 years ago as strictly abuse recovery. And in the entire evolution of the WIN Foundation is now we're really focusing on the empowerment of women. I think the simplest way that I can say it is that through our programs and our outreaches and our conferences, we gift women back to themselves.
I've not heard it said more beautifully ever before. We gift women back to themselves. And why is this so important? What are some of the experience and stories that you would have come across that would motivate you to stay 25 years into doing this?
Well, I think that it comes down to the word passion and perhaps calling I just knew that I had gone through a difficult situation myself, and I couldn't find answers. What happened to me? What do I do with myself now? And more important, how do I recover? And I wasn't so down and out that certain programs would apply to me. I was an average woman just trying to get through life, and I found that there was a tremendous amount of dismissal to my pain.
And I can see you going back there a little bit. I can feel it in your eyes, going back there and seeing.
Yeah, that it was almost, well, you're put together and you can run a company, and you're moving on with your life. Come on, the tears can't be so serious, the pain can't be so serious.
Yes.
And because there was that lack of recognition, I just began to seek more and more and more. And when I found myself on the other side, I just knew I had to do something, because if it was happening to me and I was slipping through the cracks, there has to be other women in my liveliness that are slipping through the cracks. And so I really became dedicated to helping just be that life jacket for women. We do it all through programs. We offer programs of empowerment. People say, what do you do? We offer programs of empowerment. We have programs of empowerment with abuse recovery. We have programs of empowerment with anxiety or depression or women in anger. I run a class that's called Am I Possessed or Am I Just Angry? Because women don't know how to handle their anger. And we can get sick if we don't handle it properly, because we normally take it in or become crazy, expressing it in the wrong way. And we have all the way to programs that are the Discover the Divine, which is learning to celebrate that divine feminine in us. Which I always say that if a woman can reach a point that she's walking in the divine and she's showing up 100% feminine, then that is beautiful healing. That is
Yes. And I love the reclaiming me tone that comes out of it. Without you even saying those words, reclaiming me, you can feel that pull. But there is a marrying into what you guys do at the pageant. What it does for women who reclaimed themselves, who are in the process of reclaiming themselves.
Exactly. So one of the reasons, I get asked a lot, how does Mrs. Globe and the Win Foundation connect? And I have two answers with that. My lighter answer is I use the Mrs. Globe as a fundraiser for the Win Foundation because I don't know how to run a golf tournament for charity.
Okay, all right.
But I know the world of pageantry.
Yes.
And so we use it as our vehicle to be able to raise funds for the foundation. Now, the reason that I connected the two is that I realized years ago that when I walked through the door as Tracy Kimball and I had to speak about this very important cause that was affecting women, people really didn't care or give an ear to listen to. But when I walked through the door as Mrs. Globe, people stopped and listened. And that's the day that I say our brand managers can become the women in the pageant. And that's how it happened. And it's almost like the beautiful sister is making sure that the wounded sister is listened to and heard about and cared for.
And that Reclaiming Me program is across the globe.
Exactly.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit about that.
That's our signature program that we are running right now, that we are really pushing through the Win Foundation. And as the facilitator from BVI, this is why we are asking persons to use the voting mechanism for Mrs. Globe to donate just $10 a vote to help a woman through the Reclaiming Me program.
And that's also not very understood. Why am I to pay a $10 to vote someone? So if you can elaborate a little more on that.
First off, the reason that we ask for $10 and not $2 or $20 or $200 is because our classes are only $10 to attend. And for every $10 that comes in, we can guarantee that a woman will be able to get assistance.
Absolutely.
So what that $10 does, what is the work of that $10? So I give $10. Yes, you're having a class. I know for a fact now it's virtual. So why do I need money to mentor?
Well, if you think about it this way, Kathy, for a woman to come to that class every week, it does cost because we have to put the program together, and there are a lot of behind the scene things that goes on that actually costs. And so some of these women that come to the classes, they cannot afford the $10 a week, but they need the healing. And so in order for us to maintain their participation in the classes, that $10 is going to help to pay for them to keep them in the classes on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, because it is a year-long program of healing, and then eventually they graduate.
Okay, I'm going to ask each of you this. What is one of the most beautiful stories that you would have seen over the time that you have been a part of this program that would keep you keeping on?
Well, Tracy's the creator, so I'm going to talk as a facilitator.
Okay.
I remember, and this is actually a year since we've been doing it, because when we had the lockdown, we were bombarded with women asking for assistance, coping skills. I think we had a conversation, and Dr. Tracy said to me, why not try the Reclaiming Me classes that she was starting up? And then I attended some of the classes myself, and I was tutored by Tia, whom you met.
Yes.
And then eventually I put the initiative to the team, to my WIN team, and we said, yeah, let's do it. And so I started the class weekly a year ago. But for me, the experience has been a true blessing. I'm glad I actually said yes to doing it and to be that vessel to help these women. Because when I see the women coming in on day one, and even looking at them for day 3, it's a phenomenal difference in how they think, how they feel, and they keep coming every week because we discuss different topics every week, building on the tools every week, and they look forward to that. And that truly touches me to see these women getting excited about being their best self.
Yes.
And that is what I also try to promote at home through my anybody that I meet, us getting to be our best selves.
Your glory story.
Yes.
My glory story. I have so many. Okay, I'll try to zero in on one that I believe was the most touching, and it was when I was facilitating the classes way back when. That there was one day that a mother came in and she was taking the class, and then around 4 weeks into the class, she shows up with this beautiful redhead who happened to be her daughter. And I watched a mother-daughter go through the transformation of this program and grow together as a mother-daughter, and stop a cycle and prohibit a cycle from happening in the future. And on a positive note, because we deal with difficult subjects, they were able to stay together as a family because everybody had new tools.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that was one of my most beautiful moments in seeing a mother and daughter heal themselves and help heal each other and heal that most precious relationship in life.
And as you say that, if I can just add, that's a lot of things that I get at the end. The takeaways is that, hey, I like this tool that I got today. I'm going to use it with my family. So they are already beginning to make changes for the next generation. And so that's also a takeaway for me when I see or hear those messages on a weekly basis, that I'm taking this to my kids so that they don't have to go through what we've been through.
And if I can add something or expand upon something that was said, is this program is a unique program, I would say, in that and I have my PhD in psychology, so
Beautiful.
in my years of research and my years of both book knowledge as well as personal knowledge into it, working with this issue of dysfunction or pain or trauma, whatever you want to call it, that I build every program with a specific goals in mind, and every class comes with a tool, and I call them your tool for your life toolbox, because many women are not born with tools, and it's not that they're crazy, it's not that they're too emotional, it's that they lack tools. And so we need to be able to get the tools, and a tool is the word no.
Yes. Simple
That's
as that.
so powerful.
As simple as that.
A tool is understanding that joy has an address, which is somebody who is suffering from depression. If the tool is joy has the address, work the steps in order to be able to get to that address. So our program, though we take on certain subjects, it could be the subject of narcissistic abuse or trauma abuse, of depression, of anger. What we're really trying to do is just get tools in your life toolbox so that love and life stop hurting. Specifically to the Reclaiming Me program, the number one thing that we're doing, and in the world of any type of abuse, it's really easy to point the finger and say that person and we don't do that in our program. What we do in our program is we understand that the people walking through our door have been affected by some severe trauma, and in order to heal that severe trauma, we need to build a self-love foundation. So every week when you come in, we give you a plank to lay in your self-love foundation, and at the end of a year, you're not going through life with this type of a self-love base. You're going through a foundation that's vast and wide, and you can begin to dance through life. That's all we do. Is we're not bashing people. We're not pointing fingers, except to say we need to build you a self-love base, and that's your only point of power.
And here at the contest, we see that a lot. I see people come up to you, women come up to Alicia, and it's like they're hugging and don't want to lose. I'm part of your program. I've been a part of your program, and I've moved from this stage to that stage, and I want to thank you for saying yes to doing this. And so you get that feeling of where you were supposed to be, and that you're in the right space doing the right thing. And I'm more than elated to have joined the party this year to feel it on hand, rather than to just stay from a distance.
I'm happy that you came, Kathy. I too am happy that I actually made the extra push to come, because it was really awesome for me to meet my students.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you
touch
about that.
and feel that yes, it was an awesome experience to meet them, and they're saying thank you, and I'm saying thank you for coming, keep coming. And again, just seeing how they have grown through those weekly tools that we give them every week. It's just an awesome experience.
Yeah, I was sitting on the sidelines, and when you said, for those of you who are in my class, can you stand? There were so many.
Yes,
I started
that was awesome.
because I had no idea. I'm so busy running things, and I get the reports, and send my love and prayers back. And when I saw that, I went, oh my gosh, that many lives touched.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Good
you
job.
see
Job
the
well
tears
done.
sometimes. You see the tears of women, they're reflecting of where they were, where they are now, simply because there was a sister or a few sisters who held on to my hand and took me to take me to a new place. And that's what the universe is all about.
Exactly.
While there are good and evil, we can capitalize on the good so that we all can be better people.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what we did, Tracy, as we grow this movement together, and I say together because it's been that way even though I took a pause. I'm really into what we do for women, and so from the Win BVI organization, what we did, I'm gonna give you two pieces.
So this one first.
This year, we did a magazine for the very first time. Because remember, you were to be with us in BVI last year.
Yeah.
And so we honored that, and I want to present you with a copy of our inaugural magazine that is highlighting yourself and the Win Foundation.
And Chandra. Oh my goodness.
So we do have a story on you and Win in there.
So congratulations. Determined to walk in power rather than tradition.
You will meet her in December.
In December, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm also presenting you with a copy of our lifestyle magazine from BVI because, again, with the growth that we have had and the impact in the BVI, they've given us a feature center page with Tasha. We are so happy that you guys allowed us to have this international queen in the BVI.
In the midst of
And
COVID.
so, yes, and so this has been a great year for us, and I wanted to pass these on to you
These
just
are
to say again, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Going places.
Oh,
Yes.
so
going
I'm
places.
just so excited. And can I share something very personal? It's a bit spiritual, but I am going to
That's okay.
share it. So you asked me earlier about the beginning stages of everything between Mrs. Globe and Win. And there was one day that I was in my prayer and meditation time. I'm a very spiritual person, so I do pray
Beautiful.
and meditate. And I was in my prayer and meditation time, and this feeling that I can never put words to it overtook me, and it was strength and dignity and clarity and intellect and passion and depth, and it was just so much that I literally could only stay in this whatever it was that I was feeling for about 15 seconds. That's how short it was. And it was so intense to me that I came out of it like this, and I said, what was that? Because it was literally magnificent, if there is a way to describe the word. And the download that came to my spirit was, that's woman.
That's woman. That's woman.
And excuse me for that I get emotional because so many years later it still affects me. It was at that moment that I realized I was given the most remarkable gift, that for 15 seconds I felt what we as women are supposed to feel.
Yes.
The many depths and sides of ourselves. And in the midst of developing all my programs, I have this 15 seconds that I'm able to create certain programs to say, no, this is the authentic self. This is what we're supposed to rebirthing. This is what we're supposed to be gifting back to the woman. This is who we are.
And this is why we win.
And
This is why we win.
And I say, let's win together.
Let's win together. And I will take us out on that note. Let's win together. For you who would have been listening to this entire conversation and you want to know how you can tap in to this resource, you can go to tell at the BVI level and you'll tell us at the global level.
Yes, well, for BVI, we have our Facebook page where everything Win is on there. Our Reclaiming Me classes are on there. I also want to encourage you, if you want more information in depth, to go to the winfoundationinternational.org, and you will learn everything you need to know about WIN and why we ask you to donate just $10, especially when we have our ambassadors participating in the Mrs. Globe, in the Curvey, in the Classique. You would have seen us posting almost every day in the last 2 weeks to vote for Sophia, vote for Debbie. Well, this is the reason why. Those donations go to helping women in need globally through our many programs of healing.
And I just want to add that in the 25 years of offering our program, we have never once turned a woman away.
Beautiful.
And the reason we're able to do that is because people are giving $10
Generous.
at a time.
Generously donating. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.